Day in the Life vlog number 2. It's one of our more popular videos, so I'm going to do it again, except this time we're starting much earlier. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm the first one up in my house, which is how I like it. It's still dark outside. It's still quiet. I like to come down, get some coffee, do some reading before my kids are up and come down, before my wife comes down and the day just starts flying because it's a busy one today. I'll explain the calendar when we get to the office. We've got family events planned tonight, so it's going to go all the way from 6:30 all the way to the nighttime so you can see what a packed Wednesday we have. For now, I'm going to grab this coffee, get on the couch for a little bit, and just relax this morning before the craziness starts. So reading time, quiet time gets interrupted sometimes in the morning. It's my daughter's Easter chapel today, so she needs help buttoning her Easter dress. And there we go. Ready to go. It's a beaut. So the day started, kids are coming down and we'll talk to them about what their day has in for them. You guys ready to rock today?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Easter egg hunt. I have an Easter egg hunt, a craft, and something else. It's just a
Don't you have Easter chapel?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you wearing your special Easter dress?
Yeah.
Mav, what do you got on?
I've got a bunny shirt on and soft pants.
All right, you guys ready to rock? Ready for the day?
Yeah.
Cool. Peace.
Peace out. I'm Thor. A lot of people already brought theirs in.
You ready to rock, B?
Yeah.
All right, go do it.
I am Thor.
No. All right, take it easy.
I have a ballerina.
All right, love you guys.
Love you.
I like to start every day getting the mind, body, and soul started before I get in for my crazy day of work. You saw me get the mind and soul started with my reading, meditating on that reading in my quiet time, alone where it's quiet. Now we're gonna get the body started. I go to the gym every other day, but when I don't go to the gym on days like today, I do one of my favorite activities. Let's check it out. So it's about 7:30. And so what I like to do is come hit a bucket of balls for about 30 minutes, get my body warmed up, get ready to go take a shower, get into the office. Got mind, body, and soul all charging and ready to move for a busy day at the office today. All right, so it's about 8:45. We're in the office. First couple things I do always are check out the calendar, go through my emails. Just from what I haven't checked this morning, I always am checking my email. I always have my phone, so I'm always responding. My inbox is always at 0. I'm one of those people. But I do have 9 emails just from my drive in. So I'm going to go through those. Just a couple from my paralegal asking about next steps on a couple cases. And then we signed a case late last night, not late, like 6:30 last night. And they sent us some of their pictures of the damage under the car, some info on the case. So I just forward that to my paralegal so she can save it to their file. We always use email. Clients love texting, so we text some, but email is so much easier to save. If we do text, we forward it to our email so we can save everything to their file, document everything. So if there are any issues or anything we need to reference back, we have it all saved to the file. We reach out to our clients, talk to them every couple weeks, see how treatment's going, see how they're feeling, see if they have any questions. And again, we document all this throughout our practice management software, which is Needles, which I talked about in the first vlog. All right, so this morning at 9:30, I have a case management conference. A case management conference is a hearing in court. It's kind of deeper into the case. We've already done the initial depositions. We've filed the complaint. We've done some motion practice. We've gotten past motions to dismiss. Usually motions for summary judgment will come after this, but a case management conference basically sets up deadlines for the rest of the case and helps us get the case to trial. That's our goal. We want to get this case on a trial date, on a trial docket. The case is about 1.5 years old, so it's not really old, which may surprise some of you because we have some cases that are 3 or 4 years old that keep getting continued by the defense, especially I'm recording this in April, and we had 3 trials set in April. We were ready to go. 2 of them were already set during quarantine in 2020 that got kicked, obviously, when courts shut down. And so we really wanted these to go for our client's sake. One of our clients is 70 years old. One of our clients, the case is 4 years old. We really wanted these cases to go. Defense continued them for a multitude of reasons. One defense attorney scheduled his COVID shot during the trial. There's lots of stuff that happened that just pushed these cases, which was really unfortunate because we really wanted them to go. Our clients really wanted them to go to trial. So everything's getting pushed back. So we do these case management conferences to try to hold the defendant's feet to the fire because our clients want their day in court to prove what their case is worth in front of a jury. So I have that on a case this morning. We're going to get a trial date, but when we get that trial date, we kind of work backwards. So we say the trial is going to be December 5th of 2021, let's say. And we say all discovery is closed 60 days before that. You can't add any more witnesses X amount of days before that. You can't have any dispositive motions like a motion for summary judgment X amount of days prior to the trial. So it forces us to get everything done in the case. All the expert depots have deadlines. Everything, all the lawyers and all the parties have to get done in a case, get deadlines at this case management conference, which is why it's really important. We file it as soon as we don't settle the case at mediation. So we do all that initial discovery, depose all the clients, all the fact witnesses, both parties, the plaintiff and the defendant. Then we go to mediation again, see if we can settle the case. And if we don't, we automatically file a motion for a case management conference, which is what happened in this case a few months back. We mediated it, I believe, in December. We filed the motion. This was the hearing date that we got. So we're going to have that hearing in about 45 minutes. We'll see how it goes, and I'll come give you a recap of it after to see if we can get that trial date set. So that's at 9:30. Then at 10:30, I'm opening up a new case with one of my paralegals. We are going through just the initial process, make sure we have the client's file open. We've sent all the letters to the insurance company, see where the client is treating, get treatment updates, things like that. Then we're going to have a meeting, me and Pete Sartes, one of my partners, on a trial that we have coming up in May that was actually scheduled for April and got kicked to May. And we're going to go through some stuff we need to get done for that trial. We've got to do deposition designations, which is like you go through the deposition, you highlight it. There are certain parts of it that you can actually read out during the trial. We have to do that. We have to make sure our witness list is still correct. This will be the third time we are prepping for this trial. We just have to make, it's basically a refresh, and then we got to get down and get done everything that we need to. Pete and I go into lunch after that, and then this afternoon I have 4 interviews with Stetson Law students that applied for our summer internship. So I'm going to interview them. I'll show you the setup and how I do that once we get there. And then I have a couple calls throughout the day as well, and eventually I will go through my case list because we have a couple checks. I always make my to-do list, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put on the to-do list. We've got a couple cases we're still waiting on checks, which clients don't understand always, that just because you settle a case and we call you and we say, hey, settled the case today for this amount that we discussed, they accepted, case is settled. But they don't understand it takes time now for us to get the documents over to the insurance company to cut that check, send it to us, get the releases put together, get the client to sign the release. Sometimes it takes time to get those checks to our office and be able to disperse the case. So we always stay on top of the insurance companies to make sure we get the checks. If we don't get them a couple days after the case settles, we'll follow up and just make sure they send it to the right address. We just had a check that was sent to the wrong address, our old address. Then when we finally got the check, they had the wrong name on it. The insurance company wrote the wrong client's name on it, so we had to send it back again, and they're overnighting it to us for a third time. So crazy stuff like that happens at the end of cases all the time. So I'm going to prepare for this hearing, which I actually prepped for yesterday, but I'm just going to do some last-minute preparations for this hearing that I have at 9:30. I'm going to put my to-do list together, and then I'll check back in with you guys after this hearing's over. So we finished the CMC hearing, got the trial date set. We set the cutoff dates for discovery, expert witness disclosures. We put when the pre-trial is going to be. It's going to be a 5-day trial. We're going to do it in October. The case is about 2 years old. It's a 2019 case, so it's not quite 2 years old. So it's kind of in that good timeline to get it tried. Judge asked if we wanted to mediate it again. We both agreed no because we were so far apart. So we're probably not going to mediate it again because it's not high likelihood to settle. So it's probably one that's going to go to trial. It was a DUI T-bone crash where one of our clients broke her neck and one of the clients broke a vertebrae in his lower back. So that's kind of what we're going to trial on. It's going to be an interesting case. It was a really bad accident. There was a fatality in the crash. So we've got that one set for trial. Now I am actually prepping an offer letter to our first Stetson Law student that's going to be an intern this summer. I did a block of 5 interviews about 2 weeks ago, and then I've got a block of 4 interviews this afternoon that I'm going to do. We're going to hire 2 interns, one for the first half of the summer, one for the second. There may be some overlap, so I'm getting that offer letter ready now to prep and send out. Once I send that out, then I'll be ready to kind of pick the second one from this second group of students that I'm going to interview this afternoon. It's always fun. We set up this program for interns, and we call them interns and not law clerks. We have a law clerk, and we've had law clerks in the past. They kind of grind it out, do a lot of research, do a lot of memos, things like that. When we do an internship with these students, they're usually 1Ls, and we want them to see what it's like to be a lawyer, to sit in on depositions and mediations, to look through some discovery, to help us draft a complaint, to help us draft a demand letter, go through a medical chronology, see what it's like to do an intake and talk to a client for the first time and hear their story and evaluate a case, whether or not we want to take it, and the viability of it. So that's what we really want out of these internships, is to be more of an experience to learn and see what's going on, versus, actually a law clerk grinding. So this is my paralegal calling me. I'm going to have to pause the video. Hello. Went through the list, got everything kind of put together what we need to do for that trial that we were prepping. I think I was talking about the interns. We'd like to make it an experience for them to see as much as possible, experience depositions, mediations, everything like that you don't get in law school because there's not enough practical application. So we try to provide that for the local law school because it's something I really think is missing in law school. We did a whole podcast on what we'd change about it. And that's one of the main things we would change is more practical application. So we try to do that as a business to serve the local community basically and make these law students better lawyers when they get out. So now Pete's on a call. When he's done, we'll probably go grab lunch and then get back here and get ready for an afternoon full of interviews. All right, so we're in the car now. Let me turn that down a little. So we're in the car now, and every day when we go to lunch, we either go on a lunch with somebody for work lunch or together. And every day we sit here and we're like, where do you want to go? And we think of the same 3 places, and it's a 10-minute conversation. We're both like, I don't care. What do you want to eat? We don't care. We just want to go somewhere decompress for an hour. So we're going to figure out where we're going to go eat, and then we'll be back to do the interviews in the office, handle some meetings, and get the rest of our day going. All right, so this CMC case management conference that I had this morning on the case that was set for trial, called those clients, explained to them what's going on. They're actually up in New York. They're snowbirds down here. Called them, explained to them what's going on. They're awesome clients. They're the best. They're like, yeah, whatever you say, Peter. But I go through everything with them, and then I notate it in our Needles file so that we can always keep track everything we do when we talk with the clients, so we can have a running log of it. We put here in notes what we talked about so we can track it and reference it, especially sometimes these clients and other clients want memos after they talk to me on the phone. They're like, hey, just as a reminder, can you dictate a little memo and send it to me, which I'll do. So we're doing that now, and we've done one of our interviews. Really awesome kid from Stetson. About potentially being our summer intern, and in about 30 minutes, it's 2 o'clock now, so in about 30 minutes I'm going to do another interview, and we're going to keep taking calls in between these interviews. I have a interview at 2:30, then a call at 2:45, and then another one at 3 o'clock. So that's just kind of how it goes in the afternoon. Things speed up, and we just try to hold on for dear life as we finish one task at a time. Also forgot, before I start the next interview, I was going to show you how I set up for them, which is not rocket science, but I set up and I have my iPad, obviously, where I'm doing it by Zoom. I have their resume out so I can see what their experience is, what their grades were, anything interesting about any clubs or groups or extracurriculars that they're doing I can ask about. Then I have my notepad. I keep notes about each applicant and each interview. Some interview really well. Some have good resumes and don't. So it all depends. And it's kind of just an overall who I think would be a great fit and who I think would benefit the most from this internship program. So I do it all right here in my office behind my desk. Just got back in because one of the worst things that can happen to me on any day is I go in the fridge to fill up my iced coffee at 3 p.m., which is exactly what time it is right now, and I'm out of coffee. Luckily, we're on Gulf to Bay with our new great location, so I can just head up the street to Publix, got my coffee, and now I'm good to go for the rest of my interviews and meetings that I have this afternoon. So, hey, no harm, no foul. We're good to go. I'm going to jump back on to the next interview. So at the end of every day, I'm interrupting Pete because at the end of every day, basically, it's about 5:15 now. Pete comes in my office and we basically complain about all the fires that we had to put out today. And he comes in just telling me about how every defense lawyer is trying to continue every case using every excuse they can. And we literally have to fight about everything. We have all these fires to put out every single day because the day comes in and starts with a CMC hearing here, a deposition prep there, a couple interviews, and then it turns out that this guy wants to continue or stay everything until a criminal case is over in a PI case where our client was also injured, but there's a criminal aspect to it. We have a case where none of the expert disclosures were updated, so we don't have any of the information we're supposed to have a week before trial, so they're going to use that to try to continue the trial because they're not giving us the documents we already asked for. And we literally just have motions on top of motions on top of motions that fall on top of each other. On a day like this where now what I was going to ask Pete when he walked in is we need to sit down and make a list of every motion we need to do on these litigation cases to make sure we can basically get them accomplished
which changes minute by minute.
Literally,
Minute
by minute changes, and it's always something new, and it just never stops. So this is usually how we end our office day, and I'm already late for my sister's birthday dinner that's at my parents' house tonight. So that's what we're dealing with here at the end of the day. All right, so it's about 5:45, leaving the office now. Definitely late for my sister's birthday dinner. Heading to my parents' house now with my family to celebrate my sister's birthday, and then one more stop after that. Not gonna end till it's way past dark outside, so I'll hit you back in a little bit. Birthday to you. All right, one celebration down, sister's birthday finished. Now I'm going to a guys' night celebration for one of my buddies who just got a big promotion. He is now, I don't even know how to say it to be honest with you, but he's basically now king of all paramedics in our county. Stud, awesome dude, happy for him. So we're gonna go celebrate him now. The celebration continues. It's about 9 o'clock. So it's a big time late night for me. Not every day is this long or this late, but when duty calls, we answer. All right, we're done for the night. 11 o'clock. It's a late one for me, but this was the day in the life. It was about as busy as any day I have. Before sunup to after sundown. I think we started at 6:30 till 11 o'clock. Got a ton done. A lot of celebrating tonight. Was a ton of fun. Thanks for joining me on the ride. Until the next time, I'm out.